Welcome everyone, I am Tim and this is the controller. Thanks for clicking on Fallout 4, You Only Live Once. In the last part, we completed Tradecraft and got Doc Carrington's prototype, of which we will have to make it into the railroad headquarters officially, meet the gang, and turn in that to start Boston After Dark. We did take just a slight little knock in the last part and are now up to 4 hit points drained total. We also have 6 rads on the old rad meter, but all in all, our limbs are looking very, very good indeed, as they are all full up. So with that, let's go meet everybody in the railroad and turn on in that prototype. The Institute does have a lot of good things inside. Like, you can loot it up for all it's worth. You know, get the just bottle cap, I'll take that. Nuka Cherry, Nuka Cola, and all of these noodle cups. So we are a little on the peckish side, kind of, with having parasites, but not at the moment. But you can loot up everything. We'll take those 4 noodle cups. There are more dotted around. But talked to Carrington, talked to Tinker Tom, traded off a few of my odds and ends that I didn't need. I am going to hang on to the deliver. Not going to use it, but I do kind of want to save the quest legendary weapons just for kicks and giggles. Now, Doc Carrington did say we can go out the back entryway, which we will do that. However, that might come with its own challenges. The first one being is that there are raiders that we haven't cleared that could creep up on us. So we'll take a look outside. We won't be right in their neck of the woods right off the bat. So we'll take a look, and if everything looks all hunky-dory, we'll continue on with going to Bunker Hill. Otherwise, if worse comes to worse, we'll just run back, come back through this door, go all the way around, and do our typical swimming route. Take our guns out, and lucky for us, the door is locked. We can just peer through the window, and I think this is past where the raiders are located. I think I typically do the shooting down this little alleyway. Yes, there are sometimes raiders right there. So we actually came out in a pretty decent location. Didn't know if that was going to be right before the raiders or right after, but it does make sense that the back entryway would be safe. And all we have to do now is take a pen in case we want to write a letter. But all we have to do now is just cross this bridge, which is safe, head towards Bunker Hill. Should be safe all the way. Potential for dogs down there, I think, but we don't have to worry about meeting up with them. We have a dead drop to locate, which is going to be just on down the old alleyway there, that way, before we head on over to Bunker Hill, which is straight ahead. Just be one Mirelurk to potentially deal with, but we might be able to sneak right on by it without actually taking it out. If it is a legendary, I think it would actually be smart to shoot it and see what kind of legendary drop it would be, but more than likely it is just going to be a basic soft shell Mirelurk. You can see it there. Yeah, just soft shell Mirelurk. Ooh, in caution, that's not as good. Not in danger though, and it should just be the one. Go to the dead drop, get the holotape, and oh man, I don't... left arm, I can do 80% chance of hitting. Missed that time. That's okay. believe it is just the one. AP's coming back. Nice straight shot on the torso. We'll take him out. 20 XP. Not too bad. That will be more meat that we can cook up once we get far enough away from the start of Automatron. We aren't level 15 yet, so I think everything is shaping up as best as it could be. Just head on to Bunker Hill now, can meet old man Stockton, and he'll tell us where to go for the rendezvous point. Of course, we first have to get into Bunker Hill.
I'm here on my own.
Freelance, huh?
Oh, did I just hear gunfire? I don't think so. Kessler, let me in. We are perfectly safe in here, and not to mention, Deb is in here. Looks like Deegan is in here too. Might be able to talk to them. I don't really have much to sell, so I don't think it's even worthwhile talking to Deb. We have a decent armor, decent guns already. Map updated. Now can talk to Jack Cabot at the Cabot House. Get that in our quest log. Not going to be doing it right now, but old man Stockton can use our nice covert rail sign.
Welcome, my friend. Might I ask, do you have a Geiger counter?
Why, yes I do. There, got that taken care of. And I actually
Hi, I'm Meg.
kind of have to pick up the pace a little bit. I am overtired, and that is already affecting my strength, and I'm kind of right at the threshold of the maximum amount of which I can carry. I can drop some junk. I am carrying, I think, 2 biometric scanners, which I can drop those, but that is something I'm going to have to keep an eye on. But we don't have to worry about that quite yet, other than I don't want to get that old little bed in the corner there down to red. That is going to be bad. Got a Raider Psycho. Raider Psycho down that way. I would really like to get some shots in on Vats to try to get back up to another crit. Not a good shot there though. Oh, now. Oh, why are you so excited right now? 60% chance. Let's give it a go. It is going up ever so slightly. Missed and missed, because that's what VATS does sometimes. Caution, no big deal. That Psycho I don't like down there. Take that one out, shoot it in the back. Ooh. Kind of standing in daylight. Get to the more shaded area. Let our shadowed gear do a little work. Caution fading. Where did that Psycho go? Okay, down there. Look, did I see movement over there? Yes, I did. Okay, 50-50 shot. Hopefully I get one of these. Yes, I did. Idiot Savant. Caution. They might start blind firing. Back off. Back around this corner. Make sure nothing's there. And again, in a you only live once style run, you want to be a little bit on the cautious side. Looks like a good animation. And takes that Psycho down. Alright, all 3 of those raiders are dead. We can continue on. We're ready 90 meters and counting towards our lovely, lovely rendezvous point. And ooh, he has some metal left leg and right leg. Well, I do like myself some metal gear, but right now I knew I had shadowed, and they are both leather, but that's only weighs 3.4 versus right now it's 3, slightly better damage resistance, but it is not shadowed, and I don't have the spare capacity to carry it, so not going to be able to pick it up at this point, even though I do actually like metal armor better than leather. Bad TFL, regional office, ticked off on the map, and we are oh so close to meeting up with our rendezvous point. There can be some mayhem down these roads. Looks like today we lucked out. Now, this Boston After Dark quest is kind of chaotic and a nightmare. Once we get rolling, there's going to be super mutants, raiders, you name it, it will be there. Not what I want. So just sneak down. Let's see here. That's the church right there. I want to come in from a slightly different area. Right by this pillar. Might be able to get a grenade. I did buy some grenades from Tinker Tom. Just for this reason. Gotta... Ooh, it's a scum. Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Standing in daylight. Starting to see me. It is seeming like it's getting darker. Oh, Raider scum way over there? Is that one of the random spawns? It could be. 70% missed. This is a good shot, right? Yes, takes them down. And I missed. That is going to explode. Don't have to worry about that. We are hidden once again. It's actually quite possible that that raider is who actually saw me initially. And it was not the ones in the church. Which if I just climb up here... Do I have a 66% shot? I'll take that. Dead through the window. Just back off once again. That caution is a little tight. Nobody should find me. That truck is definitely going to explode. Gonna be 2 more raiders, I do believe. 1 more inside and 1 on the exterior. Caution is almost all the way out. Did get a little lucky with the 66%, and there goes that truck starting to explode. Back to hidden. Might be able to do the exact same thing. Got a raider inside. Ooh, ooh, ooh. 44. Not a great shot. Ooh, running. Whoa! 45. Up to 64. Let's take it. Scum goes down. We are level 14. And once again, drop back. 6 more health is added. Believe just 1 more raider to go. Nothing down these roads. Now parched. Just keep drinking that water. Freeze up a little weight capacity. Probably should have eaten one of those noodle cups as I am hungry as well. But that should be alright. Just, I think a basic raider is left. At this point, I think I can just go on in, but honestly, this has worked twice in a row. Why mess with what's working? Could go around the other side of the church. Might be able to get a shot if they're stationed out front there. Could walk towards that truck. Let's check it out from there. This is pretty lit up. Just keep pounding that VATS button. Look for movement. Could be hiding around this car.
Man, you picked
Ooh,
the
ooh, 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 ooh. Danger, 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 danger. Why am I in danger? I didn't think I saw anything. I didn't see anything. VATS didn't see anything. Okay, I do think I want to loop around this way now. Why did I go in danger? They started firing, but there is a potential for having ghouls come in. And cash registers can mean pre-war money. On this occasion, no. Somebody already grabbed that. Okay, still firing. Could mean ghouls. I've seen ghouls in this neck of the woods. Raiders could have to deal with them. Come around from the other side. But yeah, Automatron starts right over there at level 15. We just... yeah, ghoul. An injured ghoul at that. We just hit level 14, so don't have to worry at the moment. Ghoul is going. Again, let's take... oh, we do have a crit on hand. That ghoul is walking away. So that ghoul, I think, actually took out the raider for me. So enemy of my enemy is my friend. But yeah, right over there. Start of Automatron. So this is ridiculously close quarters to try to get Boston After Dark kicked off. It's just way too close. Okay, okay. Thankfully, just a basic raider. I figured with... all right. I figured with the ghoul that would have actually taken care of it. All right. I was not expecting that. But it is got to be close to nighttime. And yeah, a ghoul did walk in. But we can wait till nighttime, just 8 o'clock, and then Old Man Stockton, High-Rise all come in. And wait, it is already 5:51. So we'll just wait 3 hours, get it to 8:51. And we are parched once again. But now at this point, over encumbered. You can really see I'm with having to wait. That is bad news. So right now, I haven't taken any damage, but if I don't drop any gear, there at the bottom there it says over encumbered, -2 agility, -2 endurance, and periodic damage, which would also cripple my legs. So I definitely have to drop some weight. Parched and peckish, no big deal. Weary though, also agility -1, AP refresh -30%, luck -1, strength -2. So that is where I am unable to carry as much as I was in the past. I could do one of my Nuka-Colas to caffeinate, but that doesn't stay active very long. So I think at this point, it's not worth it. What we need to do, drop some weight, eat, drink, be merry, and try to get this done as soon as possible, because the next level of weariness, tiredness, will then mean that I can no longer sprint, which I do not want that. But we do have a level up. Can't forget about that. So once again, we are drained on agility, so it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to boost agility one more time to try to offset that, get that sneak, get that AP all available to us would be very good. And the only other option that I think makes sense is doing good old adamantium skeleton, which there are going to be so many enemies in this little route here. Very real shot that they will shoot me And reducing that limb damage might be all that it takes to actually keep me from having a crippled limb, as the enemies are going to be very close. So we will, in fact, take the first rank of Adamantium Skeleton. We could have already taken rank 2 at level 13, and at just a paltry level 26, we'd be able to fully eliminate limb damage. Now, that doesn't mean that it eliminates damage completely for incoming damage, just our limbs can't be broken. So now, I think our best option will be probably just going right to the aid, hit up the noodle cup, properly hydrated, still need to eat, can eat an iguana on a stick, properly fed. Now at this point, this will save us 1 weight from eating a grilled radstag and also give us 25 carry weight on top of that. So now we have 160 potential weight that we can do. So we have 23 spare at the moment. That will be very good. Now I will have to keep in mind that I can drink this Nuka-Cola just to get that caffeination pumping through my veins. If I go up 1 more rank in tiredness, I think I am going to have to. But if I can make it to Ticonderoga, we can sleep there, which we absolutely need to. But any minute now, yes, in comes R2-D2 and Old Man Stockton. Old Man Stockton, light the old lantern, and High-Rise will come in, and we can get things rolling. That AP bar I am not liking, can just barely get 2 shots off, fully healthy with my nice suppressed weapon. That is going to be a little bit nerve-wracking once I get into the heat of battle. High-Rise incoming now, and we can get rolling out. Well, High-Rise, where are you going, dude? You gotta come to me. I don't want to go out there where all the enemies are. You come back in here. There you go. Good job. Alright, this is going to get a little on the interesting side. High-Rise and H222 will in fact help, I guess you could say, but they will also draw in way more enemies. There are going to be a lot of Raider Psychos, there are going to be Super Mutants, and who knows what else. Ooh, already in caution. Probably from a Super Mutant up top. Yep, 80% shot at him. Missed, and got him. Okay, so the sniper fire from up top with that Super Mutant is down. Build up that AP once again. We'll want to be able to get our shots off. Ooh. Oh. Raider Psycho. Decent shot. Oh boy. Okay. Lucky hit. I guess at this point we are past the tricky spot for dealing with the start of Automatron. I am going to welcome Raider Psycho hiding around the corner. I'm going to welcome Idiot Savant fully now. 50-50 shot. Let's give that a go. H2's got him occupied. Yeah, back to back Idiot Savant at that. Back off just a little bit. Reload. Take it nice and slow. High-Rise is way up there right now. That's what I like to see. Let him draw the fire. Let everybody focus on him. They don't have to focus on me. Machine gun turret. I can take that out by hand. Raider scum. I don't think they're firing at us.
With my buddy here, we're gonna make short work of you.
Oh no, I heard Super Mutant grunt. So this is where super mutants are going to start coming, and I don't think I have enough hit power in order to take out super mutants with one hit. Keep taking the ammunition. It all gonna kick loose. Yeah, he's way over there. 29 meters? What are you doing over there, High-Rise? Did you take out all of these raiders? Because I kind of doubt that, too. Pool Q, Knuckles. Sure, Knuckles, decent weight to value. Yeah, Raider Scum. Okay, whoa, whoa. Oh, shoot. Hit. Hit him. Good. Okay, caution. Back off. Back off. Yeah, all those raiders are not dead. All right, that could have been a suicider taking out either High-Rise or H2. Luckily, they can't be killed. Otherwise, this quest would be over already. Not a chance they'd be able to survive that. And I think I just saw another raider running kind of inside the barricade. I am still in caution. Vats isn't seeing anything. Yeah, I thought that might miss. They're running into cover. Luckily, silenced weapon. Is that all gunfire hitting over there?
No sign of him now.
Ooh, I thought that super mutant... Yeah, like I said, not strong enough to take out super mutants. That was a sneak attack on a basic, and it didn't get the job done. Just got one more raider to take care of for sure. Mutant Hound running through. Yeah, there's... Ooh, that one actually took some hit, though. That super mutant I had hit must be dead now. Just... slowly work your way in. And, guys, you don't even have to go over there. That's a big tower with a lot of super mutants. You don't need to do that. What I need to do is try to find that stinking raider that's left, though. Oh, okay. High-Rise coming and running back. Good deal. Yeah, this is where we need to be, High-Rise. Not that way, dealing with the super mutants. Hopefully H2 is around somewhere. There he is, Raider Scum. Luckily, with the adrenaline, that is good enough to take out a relatively basic raider, just a Raider Scum. Just keep pushing on, Montiner Plaza. I at least would like to push on. Over here, guys. We're not heading that way. We're heading that way, I do believe. Keep it moving, High-Rise. I don't want, like last part, yeah. I don't want it to have issues again, like how Deacon was not quite in the right location. Just keep pushing on. I think they actually did good work with the super mutants. Which, there are a bunch of super mutants in that broken down building. Could have there been a legendary? There could have been, but I am not about to check. I didn't actually see a bark coming through on the main subtext, and honestly, there could be more super mutants yet, because I kind of doubt that High-Rise and H2 were able to take one out on their own. And here, right ahead, Ticonderoga. Should be nice and safe the rest of the way. We've already taken out the Mirelurk that can be nearby. Like a fragmentation mine might be able to loot up. Got the glowing one, and look at that. That glowing one, I think I have 50% adrenaline going. That won't even come close to taking him out with a headshot. I need to level up more and more. These are getting to be tough enemies for this location. All right, we need to report back to Doc Carrington, but High-Rise said, feel free to join us inside. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Stockton said I shouldn't say anything.
I guess we'll let them on the elevator
Thanks
because
again.
I am a nice guy.
Commonwealth ain't safe at night.
Well, in here we are perfectly safe. We can sleep. We can, loot this place too. Pick up some decent stuff for selling. More purified water, blood packs, stim packs, all of the above. However, the most important thing in here is there is a nice guns and bullets. So just loop around the corner, and in this back room here,
Bingo.
guns and bullets. Ballistic weapons permanently do plus 5% critical damage, make our criticals just a little bit stronger, and that is going to be kind of the name of the game for this build. Get as many crits as possible and utilize them to take out the tough enemies. May as well take a flip lighter while we are here, and they have a full workup of workstations, which would be good, but I kind of want just more adhesive. More adhesive is always good to have, not to mention the med kit, but I don't really want to give up my adrenaline. However, I think I absolutely need to, as I am weary. That is red. Now there's a really good shot that I will in fact get even more sick, as been sleeping in, well, not sleeping, swimming in the river. So let's hope. Auto save, well rested, and only parched. So that should clear our good old disease risk pool, and that's pretty much all we need here. We can now officially make our way back to Ticonderoga, or not. Wow, back to Doc Carrington and let him know everything's done. One thing is for certain. It is very nice to have a full AP bar. Still got the glowing one down there. Don't have to worry about that. We need to make our way back to Doc Carrington, which we also need to kind of cross at the same point of where we crossed before with the Bunker Hill. And this is not the bridge I need. Take a quick look. I want to cross a little bit further, closer to Bunker Hill. So we're going to need to keep pushing on down this side of the river. I mean, again, we could swim and hop out, but again, disease risk pool, don't need to do that. We've already taken out this Mirelurk, so all things considered, this should be a nice, safe path. In fact, I think it's safe enough where we can run. Stop. Things are looking pretty good. Check the bridge before we potentially cross it. There can be some enemies on this bridge once in a while. At this point, it looks relatively safe. No ghouls, no raiders, no gunners. So we are safe to cross, and lucky for us, we can just go right back in the back entryway to the railroad headquarters. And we don't actually have to take out the raiders that are here. However, if there happens to be one that wants to be shot, I won't turn them down. This is right by Pickman's Gallery. Bunch of raiders there. But at this point, I'm not seeing one. There are some ghouls up in their little cemetery there. There can be some raiders that patrol across by this gate. We'll wait briefly as we can just jump up on over there and run into safety. I would like to get the raiders knocked out at some point, but maybe today isn't the right day, as it is a little on the bright side. Got that one right there. There. So one like that. Knock him down. Caution. Shouldn't find me. Just jump and jump and la-di-da. They will never find me in here. And one raider is down. Before we return to Carrington, Russell here feels a little goofy wearing a dress when he could potentially be wearing a clean black suit. That does also do +2 charisma. So we're going to take that. The weight is 3. We won't be able to save any weight, as we'll actually be gaining 1 weight, as this laundered pink dress is 2. However, a nice clean black suit will make him feel so sophisticated, of where everything, basically everyone, will just do his bidding because he'll be so charismatic. But Drummer Boy running in. Pam wants to talk to me.
Your name's Drummer Boy.
And there we go. Mercer's safe house is activated, and it is exactly where I wanted it to be. It is going to be right now. I already forgot what it had said. Sunshine Tidings Co-op. So that is relatively close by. We just have to clear a few ghouls, and that is going to be one of the easier settlements to do. Sometimes it can send you up, way up north on, up over here to like Outpost Zamanja. But this one is going to be relatively easy to tackle. Just head back across the river, back past Lexington. You know, could go up to Drumlin Diner if we wanted to. Or, I mean, we could even hit up Grey Garden en route heading over to Sunshine Tidings. But with having parasites, the double meat book is there. So that is going to be nice to snag too. So we absolutely will go do that and start setting up the Mercer safe house. Just make sure none of the raiders care that I had just eliminated their friend. Looks like everything is all hunky-dory. And at this point, I haven't cleared an actual safe route. So all we can really do is jump into the water. But before we do that, we are now just ticking over to Parch. We can use one of those fancy noodle cups once again. That looks a little better. And just jump back into the water again. And off we swim once again, hopefully not picking up another disease, as I definitely need to get a better path cleared. However, this will work for the time being. And at this point, I kind of just want to just push on down the railroad, get Ballistic Weave out of the way. We have to set up this Mercer safe house. And then all we have to do after that is hopefully get a jackpot mission from Pam. And if everything goes well, that will be relatively close by. And maybe we can just push on and take care of that for the railroad too. Now, I know I did just say that we were going to go deal with Sunshine Tidings. However, just that last little stretch in the water made me do some thinking of, I really don't want to have to just run back and forth to the railroad. That is a couple more times. Got to go, you know, clear out Mercer, set up Mercer's safe house, report back to Pam, and then hopefully she gives me a jackpot mission where I'd have to go out, venture into some areas I haven't been, and then head back, report back to Pam, and hope that that gives me Ballistic Weave. I don't want to have to do all that running. So I think the next thing we should do is kind of go to Diamond City. We are super close already. We could also clear Hangman's Alley and get that base set up. And before we go over to Sunshine Tidings, that's getting closer to Sanctuary. And if we're already most of the way back to Sanctuary, it also probably wouldn't be a bad idea to load up Preston Garvey, Sturgis, and maybe one other member to get them coming to Hangman's Alley to do a crops, and then we'll just have a nice base, nice and close by. So that is the current plan until, you know, I cross this bridge and then decide to do something completely different once again. No, luckily where the raider location is located at the USS Riptide, I don't have to worry about being detected. Hangman's Alley is right there, super close, but we're close to Diamond City too, and we can get a bunch of easy free experience from that. Not to mention, any moment now we should hear some gunfire of Diamond City security taking on some super mutants. You can hear that going right now. There is a decent shot that, or decent chance that there will be a legendary super mutant. Diamond City security should be able to take those out no problem. We can just do a little bit of an assist off to the side, and maybe we'll get a relatively free legendary out of the whole ordeal. Now, definitely don't want to be... We can hit the Mutant Hound. Ooh, that did virtually nothing, but we did gain a little bit of experience from that. Just stand in the backdrop, make sure nobody's coming. Security should be able to take it out, although they're quite hurt already. Caution fading. Super mutant up top. Chest shot did virtually nothing. And he moved before a headshot. Oh, he's looking at me. He's looking at me. He's looking at me. And in danger, they can send a mutant hound my way if they so desired. And I really hope those guys don't go down. Into caution. Okay. And missed again. But he did go down. That is good news. Still got at least 2 security officers. 50-50 shot. Down he goes. Probably, I was going to say probably a couple more super mutants yet, but looks like in this situation we are perfectly fine. They're nice and calm, so I should be nice and calm. Now there can be... Yeah, I was going to say there could be some mines in there. They aren't. The Diamond City security can activate those, but not if I take them out first. Another frag mine. Ah, right out the door. Take that one. Things are looking good. Radioactive gland. That's good to have. Cash registered. No. Office fan. Yes. Pre-war money. Cram. And... Ooh, Vault-Tec lunchbox. Never know what's in those. Plastic knife. We'll take that anyway. Might be able to make some bottle cap mines down the road. So, can take a look. I kind of think with how quick all of those super mutants went down, it is unlikely that there is a legendary in the mix. But it doesn't hurt to look. We can just gain the generic loot that we can turn around and sell inside of Diamond City too. So that won't be a bad idea. Skull, decent bone in there. And as long as I don't fall off, be alright. And if there is a legendary, it will be this guy. But nope, just a skirmisher on this occasion. Little unfortunate for the legendary drops. We haven't really gotten much of anything of which we could utilize. So that's quite disappointing. I was really hoping to have at least gained a couple more options for super mutants or for legendaries. My brain is very muddled right now, it seems like, and I have no idea why. Brahmin meat we will take, though, as we are still going through our meat plenty fast from the parasites. 10mm round, we can sell that ammunition, and looks like that's going to be about it. Little unfortunate, there's the other mutant hound. Little unfortunate in what they had, but you know, what can you do? You can only do with what the game throws at you. But regardless, a little bit more experience from that. Gain another Rad X. And we can tick off the Finn Street Sewer. A little bit more experience just from ticking that off. And we are super close to our next level up. By the time we reach inside Diamond City, everything should be looking super, super good. Deal with Piper. Get the door to open up. No big deal. And there are a lot of little quests and knickknacks that we can do inside there.
Well, sure. And a mayor of a great city must know everyone. Who can help me?
Well, there is one private citizen.
Well, I would dare say that the new clean black suit that Russell is wearing here is, in fact, a good luck charm. He passed that speech check with Mayor McDonough, and I can try to do the same with Danny Sullivan, try to tell him, you know, that I am, in fact, the caravan that's coming in. Maybe we'll get lucky twice.
You're that
Right. I wasn't lying. I got a whole supply train coming in tomorrow.
Is that right?
Ho ho!
Well, if that's the case, let me put a down payment on some parts for the gate. Here you go. Anyway, well,
50 caps and another 23 XP. So things are looking good. Got all the armor back on, and before we go into Diamond City, there are a lot of quests that can be kind of gathered up, and a good amount of XP is on the table. However, now that we have safe passage, we are running really, really high, I guess, on our old weight. So we definitely will need to get that situated and sorted out. And I think the best way to do that is to be able to just drop off a lot of the junk that I'm carrying. And to my mind, the best location to do that is to get Hangman's Alley in the docket right now. This will be a little bit more challenging, perhaps, with it being bright daylight out. But with a silenced weapon, we have a little bit of adrenaline going now. I think we're probably in the best shape that we can be. We do have the shadowed gear. It is shadowed right here. We're not in the bright daylight when we start looking around to snipe off the guy inside here. 50-50 at the torso, I think. We'll just take him out on our own. And nobody should ever come this way. They might happen to come up onto the little, I guess, guard tower. But I would kind of doubt it. And we're going to be looking at, I think, 5 raiders total in here. So we've taken one out. Should be about 4 more to go. I do have grenade set. And they're not going to loop around from the backside. And as soon as that goes out of caution, we can get a better sniping area. And, ooh, carrying too much. Just as I was saying, we're really tight on the old carry capacity. We are carrying a lot of junk right now. I mean, each biometric scanner weighs 3 apiece. I was really hoping that we would have been able to take care of this before we actually needed to, but I think at this point we need to just hit up another grilled radstag, bring our carry capacity back up to 180. It'll postpone our hunger for the time being, and with us we got 20% for our damage output. No, that is incorrect. Looking at the wrong thing. We're taking 20% damage. That's right, we just picked up weakness, and of course we still have the parasites going. So with these buildings, this should provide some shadowed. And if we sneak up, we can... Ooh, a scaver. That's getting a little tough. Can open up this door. Hopefully nobody sees us. Just move nice and slow, easy. Open the door, and we can just duck out of here when we need to. Can see some legs down below. Take 2 out and back away. They're going to start knowing where I'm at. But again, they shouldn't be able to find me. They have a locked door. I don't think that they actually are ever willing to unlock their own door to Hangman's Alley. So all in all, should slowly go back to hidden. And we took 2 more out, I believe. Now 2 more to go inside. And we actually went back to hidden quite quickly. Got a Raider Psycho on the move. And I think we had a Scaver also. That Psycho's really running fast and gonna go stand right by where the other ones got taken out. Kind of looking right at me. Take him down. Full crit. And I could have swore that there was a Scaver somewhere, but it didn't actually pick up what I was throwing down for the Psycho. So maybe we'll just chuck a grenade about right there.
Think you can hide?
Okay, so that definitely drew his attention a little bit. I'm tempted to just crit him in the face right now if he shows himself. There we go. Ooh, actually, 95. Yeah. Crit him. The shot in VATS wouldn't have quite taken him down with a body shot, but a critical does. That's what the criticals are for. Tougher enemies, we can just take them out. And with that, should be everybody cleared out inside.
Yes.
Be a little bit careful, though. That was 5 enemies. But just to make sure that nobody else is dotted around. Looks like we are okay. One way to know for sure, as the brackets aren't getting too close, which is a good sign. Search, and yes, we can now use the workshop mode at Hangman's Alley, which then officially means that we have this cleared. Store our junk, get us down to 143. That's going to be a lot better. And not to mention, we can just turn right around and ooh, a short combat rifle, you say? Won't be able to put a suppressor on that, but that will be a good thing to potentially take a look at now that we are level 14. And in fact, we do have a workstation for our weapons right on over there. Can take a look at that momentarily. Another thing that we can look into is this Raider Psycho actually has metal left arm, left leg, and right arm, all of the good stuff above, and carrying too much. Again, we got to drop. Just turn around and drop all of that metal gear right now again. And be a good thing to potentially take a look at. We might be able to do some good work with that of potentially getting shadowed on that, and the metal will definitely give us more resistance than just basic leather. And a short combat shotgun. That is also, on the interesting side, probably instantly take me over capacity. If I take that, yes, it will do a little inventory management. Just store some basic armor in there. We can get that cleaned up here momentarily to put that in the workshop for later on. And, ooh, 8 rounds of 308. Fantastic. Short hunting rifle. Don't think we need to worry about that. But here is a braced painted metal left arm. We'll take that. We'll hang on to this metal right arm. Won't be needing that, as we already have that over from the other raider. But lucky for us, Hangman's Alley doesn't have very many workstations, just a cooking and just a weapons workbench. But we can take a look at that combat shotgun and combat rifle that we have. We also did pick up that hardened combat sniper rifle, which that's doing 60 damage, which isn't terrible, considering that our suppressed powerful pipe bolt action pistol, or pipe bolt action rifle, is doing 74. So the combat shotgun is doing 73, combat rifle 48. If we can modify this, we would need to take gun nut rank 2 to bring this up to 72 damage at the 45, which isn't all that bad considering. It's got some decent stuff on it. And that's going to be the exact same thing as this short combat rifle, just if we modded that up to powerful, again, that'd be up to 72. But I, for whatever reason, did not think that this hardened combat sniper rifle was actually the combat rifle. Even though, you know, it's in the name, so it should be very reasonable for that. But it might actually be tempting to take gun nut rank 2, as we have a level up in hand. We could take a look at the combat shotgun, which this I would be very tempted to do. You can get combat shotguns doing pretty good fire rate, and you can end up getting it up to a decent range. We can throw that up to gun nut rank 2 with the powerful and get us up to 110, which would be nice. And if you throw on a different barrel, we could throw on the short ported, which isn't going to increase range, or throw on the long barrel would get us 71 range with 40 accuracy, which isn't great, but that could be very good on an interior locations, any buildings that we go to. However, the shotgun shells do weigh a lot, and I was carrying around that powerful double barrel shotgun earlier on, and I didn't really find a good use for it, as it only had 2 shots, and shotguns seem extra noisy compared to other weapons. I'm not sure if that's actually the case or not, but it does seem like more attention is drawn when you use a shotgun, because you can't actually go and make a suppressor until gun nut rank 3. So that's a decent amount off. Otherwise, that could be a decent option down the line, but we would need to take gun nut rank 3. At this point, not worthwhile to do that. We can do our level up, and again, we could throw that right into gun nut rank 2, be able to mod up those guns just a little bit more. But it also would make a ton of sense to even take the first rank of Mysterious Stranger. We do a lot of VATS shooting, and with this, it gives about a 10% chance that the Mysterious Stranger will come and handle an enemy and finish him off the rest of the way, which is pretty good, all things considered. We could just boost luck base as well, so that way we can eventually get up to better criticals, because we're going to want to be pushing the luck further to get critical banker, even Grim Reaper sprint, 4-leaf clover, ricochet, not so good, but 4-leaf clover, Grim Reaper sprint, very good to have. Boost agility, get us up to ninja, would also be good. Take the second rank of adamantium skeleton, so we don't have to worry about limb damage. all good stuff to have, but I think we're going to just keep boosting the base agility. We want to get agility that will prevent us from being seen. And now at rank 7, we'll eventually be able to move on up to ninja to get that 2.5 damage instead of just 2x damage for sneak attacks. On our next level up, we'll be able to take that, as I think our damage output is doing okay for now, so I don't think it is going to be necessary to take gun nut rank 2, at least at this point. Of course, we are kind of working down the railroad path right now to get ballistic weave, so taking another rank of armor would also make sense, but that can wait a little bit now too, because we're going to have a few more level ups before we actually are able to get ballistic weave. So now that we have Hangman's Alley, I think we can get this place cleaned up a little bit, make it look a little bit nicer, and kind of make it feel a little bit like home. Now, I would say this looks a lot better, things cleaned up. We did move all of those dead raiders off to the corner, so they can go stink and decompose over there. We've got a couple things built so we can put our armor that we might want to take a look at later on when we get to Diamond City in a suitcase. Some stuff we'll sell in a cabinet down below. And over by the nice weapons workbench, we have the deliverer, which we will not use, but we'll hang on to. Some miscellaneous ammo that we're not using currently. Other weapons as well in there. So last thing to make this start to feel more like a home, just need to build some water. So we could just build that right smack dab out in the middle. May as well do that. Get maybe 2 to generate just a little bit of water income into our workshop. And just like that, we are getting peckish too. So we may as well cook up whatever food we have on hand, which it's not going to be a whole lot, as we kind of took a look at this before, but we can do a couple iguana on a stick. Very good eating, just 0.1 weight for the food there. So that'll be very good to have that. Get that mutant hound chops. I'm not sure why it's saying remove 50 points of radiation, as that is not actually the case. So I'm kind of want to take a look at that in the main menu, see if something on the mod got goofed up. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. First off, we are hungry, so may as well eat up. I mean, I would eat just up the mutant hound chops right now. Just eat up a ribeye steak and 1 iguana on a stick, properly fed. It's not saying that we would be doing anything. Sometimes it takes another. Yeah, okay. So it is, in fact, removed. For whatever reason, I thought that it no longer said that in the cooking, but that's all right, as we already have. We don't have to worry about the mod breaking of where it might actually remove radiation, which would not be good. Just drink up, and we are in tip-top shape. We can officially go out as it's getting dark. We're not tired yet. We can officially head out on over to take care of setting up sunshine tidings over there in a little bit. But as it is dark, we do have Hangman's Alley. We have a nice little base. Started to kind of start feeling like home a little bit. We did build a bed up here, so that is nice to do. Have a nice clean bed to sleep in. But I think this is going to be enough for now. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining. When we go next time to Sunshine Tidings, plus I think it's time to dive into a little bit more combat. So that will have to be next time. But thanks for watching, and thanks for joining. And until next time, powering off.